Welcome to AG Chelsea TV. In today's video we'll start with AC Milan eyeing Andre Santos. Italian giants AC Milan have several former Chelsea players currently shining in their squad. The likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Christian Pulisic, Fikayo Tomori and Olivier Giroud have all been huge successes since leaving Stamford Bridge for the San Siro. Now, the Serie A club are scheming another raid on West London. Team Talk claims that Milan aim to sign at least one new defensive-minded central midfielder for next season. It is explained that Stefano Pioli's side are looking at a short list of midfield targets and are focusing on individuals with strong physical attributes. The report states that Milan like Chelsea's Andre Santos. In fact, they think the 20-year-old Blues youngster could thrive in Italy playing in the Serie A. If you look at the way Loftus-Cheek has done since putting on the famous red and black stripes, you can begin to understand their thought process. It feels like this summer window is a really important one for Blues youngster Santos. The central midfielder spent the first half of this campaign going through a quiet loan spell at Nottingham Forest. However, his form has ignited in the second half of the season following a loan switch to France to play for Strasbourg. Our main hope is for the Brazilian talent to keep playing regular football next year, whether that's in Chelsea colours or out on loan again. If Milan were interested in some kind of loan deal for the South American youngster, we think a year in Italy may be great development for the Chelsea-owned youngster. Journalist Graham Bailey told the Talking Transfers podcast last year that Chelsea thinks Santos may be something special. As a result, we certainly wouldn't want him leaving on a permanent basis. Chelsea ready to swipe Dossin from Newcastle. Spurs, with Thiago Silva's impending departure and uncertainty over Trevoh Chalobah's future, the Blues are poised to shore up their defence this summer. Chelsea's defensive woes have been evident this season, with a record-breaking 59 goals conceded in the Premier League, though they managed to keep a clean sheet against Tottenham in their recent outing. The Blues are scouting for reinforcements ahead of the transfer window, with Sporting Lisbon's Ousmane Diamond and Lille's Lainery Euro also on their radar. However, recent buzz links Chelsea with Adarabio, who is set to become a free agent at the end of the season. The 26-year-old has been pivotal for Marco Silva's Fulham since their championship promotion in 2022. With his contract winding down and unlikely to be renewed by Fulham, Chelsea are in the mix alongside Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur for his signature. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano weighed in on Chelsea's interest, affirming, "Understand Chelsea as well as Newcastle are among clubs informed on conditions of the deal to sign Dossin Adarabio as free agent. Several clubs are asking for conditions of potential free signing, but no formal proposal made. Dossin will take his time to decide his future." Securing Adarabio would be a coup for Chelsea, bringing much-needed Premier League experience without denting their coffers. Having started his career at Manchester City, Adarabio found his stride at Fulham, tallying 132 appearances and leaving a lasting impression. With Silva's exit, Chelsea's centre-back options include Levi Colwill, Benoît Badiashile, Wesley Fofana, Axel Disasi, and Chalobah, potentially necessitating a departure to accommodate a new addition in that role. Chelsea tie Omari Hutchinson to new contract. According to a report by Team Talk, Omari Hutchinson will soon receive a new contract from Chelsea. The Blues are eager to tie the 20-year-old to a new contract amid Ipswich Town's eagerness to extend his stay at Portman Road with another loan deal. That might be possible, but not before he has signed a renewal with the West London club. Omari Hutchinson is one of the best young prospects in England. A native of Redhill, he began his youth career at Charlton Athletic before spending 8 years at Arsenal. However, the young Englishman graduated from Chelsea's fabled youth division after the West London club snapped him up in July 2022 on a free transfer. The 20-year-old spent his debut season with Chelsea's under-21 team before joining Ipswich Town on a season-long loan deal last summer. The move has done wonders to Hutchinson's career, as he has contributed to 17 goals this season, finding the back of the net 11 times, while providing 6 assists. Hutchinson's exploits have been critical in paving the way for a second successive promotion for Ipswich Town. The Tractor Boys will return to the Premier League next season after clinching the second spot in the EFL Championship standings this weekend. So, it is hardly surprising that the Premier League-bound club will look to keep hold of him beyond the summer transfer window. Familiarity breeds stability for a newly promoted club when playing in the Premier League. In addition, turning out every week will aid Omari Hutchinson in his progress, allowing him to turn heads at Chelsea and compel the West London club to draft him into the first-team squad. However, Chelsea will first look to tie Hutchinson to a new contract before deciding what they want to do with him in the summer transfer window. The youngster's current deal runs out on July 1, 2025. So, it is hardly surprising that the Blues want to extend his terms in the coming weeks. Another loan move to Ipswich Town will benefit both Hutchinson and the Premier League-bound club. But it will be interesting to see if Chelsea will sanction a temporary deal in the summer transfer window. Shock Cole Palmer transfer revealed. David Moyes has revealed that West Ham could have signed Cole Palmer from Manchester City had Pep Guardiola's move for Lucas Paqueta not collapsed last summer. Palmer completed a £42.5 million move to Chelsea, who take on the Hammers on Sunday, in September, and the England forward has been by far the best performer for Mauricio Pochettino's men in what has largely been a season of struggle. Palmer has notched 25 goals and 13 assists for the Blues since his move to Stamford Bridge, but Moyes has revealed how he could have ended up in East London instead. City had a firm interest in signing West Ham star Paqueta at the same time Moyes was eyeing Palmer, and the two clubs came close to reaching an agreement before the Brazilian midfielder's move collapsed over the Football Association's investigation into alleged betting breaches. Asked how near he got to agreeing a deal for Palmer, Moyes said, "Close. You probably can imagine the other part of it. There was maybe a possibility of somebody leaving here, which might have made that work. I watched him playing for England U21s regularly, and I thought he was a standout player. I'm always keen to bring in British players. The bigger problem was he played in the same position as Jared Bowen as well. But I had the thought about Jared becoming a centre-forward." Lee Carsley, who was one of my ex-players, the England U21 manager, was also giving me lots of advice on their players, but Cole especially. He spoke so highly about him and what he was like. We knew he could play several different positions and, let's be fair, he's been a revelation for Chelsea this year. I was in regular contact with his agent. We were well on the road with it, but it just changed at the end and we couldn't do it. As for whether it's been tough for Moyes to watch what Palmer has done at Chelsea this season, the Scot added, "No. As managers you always have lots of near misses with players. You can probably think a few of who we were talking about signing in the summer which didn't come off and we could have gone in a different direction. It is always the same as a manager, lots of near misses. He's been outstanding. He really has been. He's probably in with a chance of winning Player of the Year. He's been so good." And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support AG Chelsea TV.